Hello, hello. How's it going today? Hello, MBE. I'm going to pre-answer. For my part, I feel sick. But apart from that, I should be okay. It's weird because I don't have a lot of symptoms, I just feel sick. But anyway, I've given some thoughts today. Well, answer me, MBE. I want to know how you are. Are you doing great? How are you feeling today? Typing faster. Yeah, I'm a yap after that. I'm a yap pretty hard. So I kind of made a manifesto inside of a new channel in the Discord. Because today, I had some time to... I'm trying to, place my mic. I had some time to think about it. Think about what I wanted to do. Hello, hello. That's all good, Stan. Still love you. Have fun with the motorsport. You a connoisseur. Alright. Alright. I'm doing fine. Okay. That's a good bar. Yay, someone loves me. Of course I do. Big digital ugh. Big digital ugh. Go to sleep, bitch. Okay. Not the same. Alright. So, I was a little bit becoming insane, so I think I'll just read the message that I dumped in here. Can't we, zoom this shit? Holy, that's small. I'll zoom it in OBS, I guess. Oh, but then it's not going to fit. Oh, Lord. Well, fuck it, we're good. Alright. Let me yap a bit. Okay, so yesterday we had an issue with arrays. So well, let's just read my yap. Our parser is not a full compiler, nor does it have the full context of a compiler. This causes issues linked to variables or defines which are not set in our context but normally are when compiling the kernel. The goal should not be to parse it correctly on the first try, nor should we emulate the full compiler. We should get just enough context to be able to reconstruct the puzzle, that is the kernel, while keeping in mind the fact that some constant or values might change between architectures. With all of that said, we need a solution for parsing things that contain unknown values. Maybe we can have multiple passes where, with added context, we can define values that are critical for the code to be parsed by Syndex. Alright. Yes, Python doesn't have arrays, it has lists, that's true, but we're parsing C. No issue. So this is the thesis of today. So the thesis is, I know you're memeing. It's all good, I love you. Alright. The thesis is we need to find a way that we don't have to know a thing, but we should still be able to parse the thing. So let's say that we have an array in C, okay? So that's the array. And the array, it contains a specific variable. A constant, okay? Let's make it the TEP, okay? The TEP is a constant. TEP divided by 2, okay? So we should be able to look at this and be like, oh, it's an array, and it contains this variable, or this constant. And maybe this constant is something that is architecture specific. So in our case, it won't be defined, but we should still be able to know that this is something that we have to look for, that this is still an array, and that the entire thing, well, is TEP divided by 2, right? We need all of that information. So today, this is our job. Our job is trying to know when a value is like TEP, so it's a value that is not currently defined. It is to know to fix the array thing, where we have no fucking idea what an array is, right? Sometimes it just doesn't tell us that it's an array. And maybe find other bugs along the way. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Today we're drinking some tea. Oh shit, did I make that old drawing off screen like a retard? I did I? I did. No, it was on screen. Okay. Okay, I'll survive. Alright. That was lucky as fuck. If it was on screen. Okay. Okay. So the first thing that is missing from our code. Let's just run it. The first thing that is missing from that code is the ability to have a debug part of the AST. Right? We should have a little, well, a debug variable that always shows at the bottom for a given AST chunk. Because what we can do is we can search, what was the thing? It was union, right? Oh, we're parsing the wrong thing? Yeah, we're parsing the wrong thing. So regular AST ain't cutting it. Okay, I'll explain it in with examples. Not very simple terms, because it's not simple. Alright. So look here, okay? Here we have a field. So that field, stack, I'll open it in the browser so that it makes a lot of sense. I'll show you the code, and I'll show you... Okay, I don't want to flashbang your ass. Give me a quick moment, I'll put it in black. Alright, no flashbang today. And we should have sched.something. Oh, right here. Alright, so if you look here, right, we have an array. Now, regular AST will look at this, and it will try to have more detail about what's going on. So it will look at a thread info, and it will try to locate where it is. It will look at a thread size, and try to know what it is. Now the issue is that thread info, it's nothing. It's not something that we are capable of having because it's architecture specific. And remember, our parser right now is architecture independent. It doesn't have any of that information from the architecture. So when it will look at this, it will be like, well, I have no fucking clue where it is. Now for a struct, it's not that big of an issue. But it turns out that for an array, it makes this whole thing fail. So let's go see what it does in the result, right? So this is the same line as this. So we're talking about the same thing here. So here, it's an unsigned long called stack, and we should have some idea that it's an array. Now if we go look in fact, if we go look in fact, the type, that's okay. The name, it's a stack. Unsigned long, that's okay. Do we have anything that talks about array? No, because it doesn't know that it is an array. And we have the capability to parse an array that has a number in it. So let's, if we were to find an array with just a raw freaking number in it. No, not that. So if we do like this, 2. Okay, so if we search for CPU I underscore I timer, CPU underscore I timer. Okay, if we search for that, it should, okay, look here. Oh, we can hardly see. Array value 2 for struct CPU I timer. So we have the capability, we ask the AST for what the array is. And here we can see an array 2. Array 2, it works. But because the value is not there, because the value is an undefined value, we're fucked. So now we need to patch the AST, right? We need to do some work that the AST, I don't think it can. We're still going to mess around with it to try to understand it, but from my understanding, it is not able to know that information, so it won't give it to us. So we will have to parse it ourselves. So again, we don't need to know the value, we just need to know that something failed to parse there. I love my sugar. It's so fun to have the black mode for this. So the only idea is storing this shit as expression. Can you show this example again? The one failing? Absolutely. I don't know why my browser is failing so hard. Holy. JavaScript, survive. Oh, maybe it's because of the chat. Can I just kill it? I guess I'll open Firefox someday. Anyway. So this is our example. I can even paste it in chat. Oh, I know we are online. It's just, like, it's bogging. It's, like, my cursor thing, it's not working. Anyway, who cares? So, this is the thing that's not working. Thread size is not defined. If we look into it, it's an architecture-specific macro. So, of course, it won't be defined. And it won't be defined in any generic place either, because it is a pure architecture-specific thing. So not only do we have to parse this, but we also have to know that there is this part that we shouldn't care about, right? Because the name is not thread size slash size of long. The name that we need to know about is thread size, and then within an expression of divided by size of long. So that's where we're going today. I want to know if the AST, if libclang has this ability of getting this information. If I can just ask it, what the fuck is in there? So this is why I want to make the debug value within the type. Self.debug, just so we can store some text in there. And so we can have a display pop up at a specific place and that we can search for it. So now our information won't be like put at a bunch of different dumb place. It will be dragged along with the AST chunks that we have. So, theory number uno. All of this is accessible within the type, and we just need to fuck it over enough time, and we will be able to get it. So let's get to it. So the big friend that we should take care of is AST type getter. Oh, you know what? No. The best way to do this, in the debugger. Now that we set it up, we have an opportunity to use it at the union. It's going to be easy as shit. Where am I? Okay, here we go. So here we can do BP. All right. Fuck it. Let's just store the size as whatever was between this. I'm too dumb. Do this today. I feel ya. But we need to be big brain. I will need to store the pure string as well, right? That's also something I need to do. But if I want something really cool, I need to be able to parse each different part of it. This is the first step that I would have done. Yep, I agree. I just want to know if there is like a automatic way that Syndex has, that libclang has, to distribute this to us. So we have macro, I think it's macros, that could be defined in whatever file, maybe size of random struct from that file, totally for another part of the repo. Nice. Yes, pretty much. So look, for now, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to know these values. But in a future where we might need these values, we could just parse the file, the whole kernel multiple times, right? We could parse the whole kernel, the file that have no part that are fucked to it, we can just not do them again, and like rerun the thing with all of the prior values, and it would be doneable. But I am also the one that would not have written a full C preprocessor, so we know Maple is more hardcore than me. Yeah, but I think the C preprocessor works pretty freaking good. I think it actually like sped things up that we went through that process. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, it will break, okay? It will break. There's somewhere that there's this, like, galactic level of retardation in the kernel with, like, the quantum define. But I don't have to know about that right now. So whenever we're going to get there, I'll have fun. But for now, it helps. Let's just store the define as a string. It works on it in the future when we have data about other shit, or I'm not understanding anything today. Okay, Stan, you're almost there. So the reason why we cannot do exactly what you're saying is that we won't know the data that we need, right? So if we're storing this, just this, we don't know that we need thread size. We don't know, like, we don't know what is what, right? Unless we do some parsing with it. So right now what I want to know is the AST able to parse it for me? Which would be even better. Is it not able to parse it for me? So then I'll have to make like a magical parser that knows what is what. But for now, just keeping this and saying good enough, I would be skipping a lot of things. And not only that, but I have the issue where, as of now, I don't know that this is an array. When I ask for stack, are you an array? It answers me, no, I'm not an array. So, like it doesn't identify as an array. So, step 1, I need to detect that this is happening. Step 2, getting the information in there. Step 3, are we able to parse the information in there? So that's the idea. I hope I'm clear. That was a good call, like parsing the size of the array. Not even sure I understand. About CPP Pro. I don't know. I'm not able to make the links. Okay, my brain's not able to. Anyway, okay. Anyway, it's okay. It's okay. Let's focus on this for 5 seconds. Sorry, gotta sneeze a bit. I'll mute my. All right. Okay, return. So we do S. We do S. We do S. Okay, let's think about our thing, right? Right now we want to parse this. This is the information that we want. So now we need to do one step of for loop to clear that one off. So we're going to need to do n like 15 times. Okay. Okay. Let's actually go to the next step. Okay, so right now, we should have this loaded. So we have the cursor for this, and we have the output of CPP Pro loaded for this as well. Create the CPP Pro was a good call, as we'll be parsing the size of the array. Contrary to what I would have done. Oh, okay, I think I get what you're saying is that focusing on this a bit more than just storing the string is a good idea. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Makes sense. I was thinking too much. Alright, so first thing I want to know is what is inside of ASTT, right? So AST type struct makes sense. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, I'm a dummy. We need to do 2 rounds, remember? We need to do 1 round this, another round this again, and then this. Because we have 2 IDs, 2 cursors, 2 member declaration cursors for 1 struct. Alright. We are so fucking deep in AST. Alright, let's do print ASTT again. Okay, we got it. AST type pure, unsigned long. Okay, so for some reason our current script, whenever we parse the thing, it only gets that information. And this part it completely forgets about. So now let's harass the member declare, because that's our cursor, right? So member declare.kind, let's start with that. So we have a field declare, that's as expected. Now let's go into type. So the type is a ulong, which normally the type of an array should be an array, right? There's a specific type for that. So here there's something fucky going on. So let's actually go get the spelling of these things. Unsigned long, and from the other, stack. So it somehow completely ignores it. How about we go and search stack within the code upward to see if we have it on our list of skipped code. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It shouldn't be stack. It should be this. Thread size slash something. Let's just take thread size. Okay, thread size is not in there. So that means that it's not part of the errors that we know of, right? Because it would be inside of skipped range. We would see it. Skipped range displays the whole freaking line of what was skipped. So we don't have an error. That's first of all. All right. Can we get the error out of a cursor? Like, we can get errors out of a translation unit, but like libclang. Oh well, the resource for it was good. Sorry, I might blind you guys. Close your eyes. We're safe. So let's go to the cursor definition. Cursor kind. And can we have like error or something? Okay, and shit, that's not what I wanted to say. Cursor. So we have all the cursor kinds. Other kinds. Okay, cursor. Good. So let's check if there's error or something in here. Are we still in cursor or something? I guess. Okay, so no, there is no error or something. Let's go for diagnosis. Oh shit, we scroll way too far. Translation unit, yeah, we're too far. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. All right. Yes, it is our architecture dependent. Oh, maybe I'm not explaining myself very well. Let me say that simply, okay? Right now, I just want to see if, even if this, well, this is architecture dependent, but even if it contains something architecture dependent, I want to know that it exists, and I want to know if Syndex is able to parse it, if libclang is able to parse it. So if I'm able to get that string directly from libclang, that would be great. If I could get an acknowledgement that this is an array, it's just that it's not able to parse it, that would be great as well. So I need to get that information, because right now I don't even know that stack is an array. The only reason I know is because I checked. So right now that's why I was printing these things. I'm trying to get a sign that I could use to get array information, right? So I guess I can, like, abuse a bit more. Where's my type thing? Get array element type. I think there's another option to get something out of an array. I'm like 99% sure I read that today. It should be here. And that's the type kind. Type. All right. Element type. I'll survive. Or maybe not. Like, I need to just try random shit here. Alright, that could have been worst. No, not even. Okay. We're talking about something else here. Thread size exists in a normal kernel because of kconfig, because we use make to, like, create the whole build environment. Because we don't have that, and we only, like, beam a fucking file, we are missing a bunch of shit related to the architecture. This is why we can parse in an architecture-independent way. But we also don't have these same files that are like a standard that each and every Linux install have. So this is why we're missing thread size here. It's not the preprocessor. Oh wait, I'm a retard? I can do this. That's valid. I fucking knew it. Haha, it's empty. Okay. I would have yelled at my screen a lot. Alright. Okay, let's try something that fails. Like this. Element type not available on this type. Surprising. What are you coding? We're doing KernelInfo. We're parsing the kernel, shoving it into a MySQL database, and doing fun shit with it. But for now, we're at the parsing level. So we're using clangs, syndex, libclang, AST in order to make this work. MB. Okay, but this syndex and clang want it to be a number. It won't be able to set the number. Yes, yes, absolutely. You got it. So that's the issue. Is syndex able to know that there's a value there? Or does it just dump it and deny that it's an array indefinitely because there is an error in said array? Because our way of fixing this will be way different depending on the case, right? Okay, that is what I meant with the error earlier. Okay, the preprocessor part is where it fucks me. But yes, Clang treats this as an error. I just don't understand what the preprocessor has to do in your prior sentence. That's why I said no. The preprocessor would have changed it to a number. Oh, okay, in that sense. Yes, either the preprocessor or if it's a constant, it could have been changed too. Or a variable, right? Because this could happen to a struct that is not yet set. So, okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand. It makes sense, but it's not limited to the preprocessor. So, you're on the right track. Just apply this to everything. All right. I don't know. Let's try some random shit and see if we can get a rise out of it. Okay, so sounds fair. So these two doesn't work. So it feels like it has no idea. What is from result? Res fn arg. That looks like internal things. If I put it there, it's going to fail, right? Whoops. Res and args. Alright. That was fun. Maybe get canonical? Let's just try shit. Because we'll need to find a way to detect these things. Alright. So I guess get canonical is like useless in our case. Alright. These don't make sense. Okay. If it was valid, would it have an address space? No, it wouldn't. No. Get declaration. Let's try this as well. We get an object. Let's get the spelling. Empty. Oh. Well, what the fuck is it then? Okay, okay. I get it. I get it. Like these we already use. Get a line, maybe? Oh, whoops. 8. That's the number of byte of the thing. Get tokens. That might be the only way. Get size. Okay. So we're stating a get token. Okay, sounds great. Let's start the fuck out of it. And... wait a second. Let's see what comments we can do on a token. Get tokens. Token kind. Bro, did I skip it? Did I skip it? Where are my tokens? Okay, fuck it. What does this returns? Womp womp, I'm a retard. Okay. Token group. Get token. Where is the lib? Clang tokenizer. I'm overthinking it, and I just need to overthink it like harder. Okay, that's what I wanted. Good thinking. Alright. Alright, that's our issue here, right? Like right now, this means that libclang has no fucking idea that it's remotely an array. Once it's sparse, it's keeping only the good part. So that's going to get fucky. Because our only solution... Okay, well, test me if I'm wrong. But to my understanding, our only solution here is to get the name, match the name, and find this. Right? We can know the start of a thing and the end of a thing, so we can just chunk out this bit. And then after chunking out this bit, we should detect to see if the name of the variable is like directly stuck to this. Well, I'm assessing that, like I'm saying this, but maybe I'm not true. Maybe it's not giving us the full thing and it will literally only give this. You will do that to all variables. I would need to. How do I know if it is or if it's not? Like, you get that we have no ability here to... It's worse, I need to do this for all types. So I guess we're doing this, or we have to find a way to execute perfectly for each architecture and compile something magical. E42. Like, I don't think that... Look, parsing will be easier, I think. There must be a way to know that the line wasn't completely processed. If we're looking at the... It's not processing unit. How do they call it? TU. Translation unit. If we look at the translation unit, we looked at it earlier. There is, like, the skipped range, which is literally the thing. It's not within it. Like, these skipped range, they don't go over our thing. And the skipped range are also only related to if-defs. Have we made something specific in our code for this? I don't think so. So, skipped range, skipped line, we go through the counts, we go through each skipped range, then we read them, going through the content, range, start of the file. There's nothing... So we don't have any specific code that would be blocking the skipped range. So unless the translation unit has something else up their sleeve that we can check, we're screwed. Because cursor has not, we've checked. So I'll just go down completely what I wanted to do. So... Let's just let it go to the end. Like, those are all the errors. Maybe inside of the errors we would know. Maybe that's the only way. I want to check for union. Union declare. So let's see. 2 to 21. Let's see if that's right. So here, So we are starting at 2. That's true because we're starting at 1, right? So the first one is the tabulation. After that, we have 2. 21. Ooh, I think we're fucked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. So it truly just stops there. So this is straight up deleted. Bro, that's getting bad. Like, what are the lines that were... Whoops. What are... Could it be in the next token? Oh, fuck. We have to check. Like, maybe if we... Can we uncap the number of errors? Because maybe that's, like, our way to do this. Okay. Okay. We're looking at some dumb shit over here. Let's uncap the error, guys. Okay. Okay, so we're probably going to find what we want with this command. Which is the one that it actually parse some shit. Dot parse. And that should be within translation unit. Oh, no, within index, I guess. Oof. Redirects, 2 for file. That too. Load the translation unit from... Okay, so I could just arg the fuck out of it, right? That's the idea? Like, I can just... this is dumb. This is great. I should be able to... just... arg it harder. Right? This should be valid. Because it does... Whoops. It does stop processing the errors, so just, like, shoving it into something else won't help. Oh, well. It processed more. I think. Wait. We're gonna need to test that one out, okay? One error. Not one more, not one less. Okay, that's a nice meme. Let's put it to 0 now. Alright, so that means that we were pretty near no error. Alright, let's just look in here. And let's unscrew the screw. Oh, goddamn. I hate when it does that. Okay, we need to find a way to, like, new line this shit. Somehow. Like in a readable way. I'll kill myself. I'll do it. I'll do it, bitch. There must be a tool to split arrays every this amount of bullshit. There must be. Shit. Python. String. No, that's not how we do. List. Yes, it is how do we do it. String. Split after X number of char. If you send it to a file, be able to manage it as you want. I understand that that's not the issue. I can already copy and paste it to a file if I want. My issue is that I want it to be debuggable easily and not have to have a fucking PhD to do it. Okay, whatever the fuck that is, I want it. I love it, okay? I don't understand it, but I love it. Okay, where the F is my constant for this? Oh, it's over. We're good. I'm ready to drink half a liter of antifreeze. Okay, it looks almost good. Almost. Trust the process. Okay, how the fuck do I do less than? Keyboard. Okay, I got it. Oh, it's greater than? Less than? Who gives a fuck? It works. Look at this masterpiece. Boom. You need antifreeze in your car. True. God damn it. It's almost perfect. We would need it to new line on a space. That would be based. Can we do that? Can we do that? Okay, let's try to understand this shit. So, we go through... Fuck, I don't understand anything. For I in range. Bro, that's unhinged. Fuck it, we're doing it manually. Oh. You're right. You're absolutely fucking right. Well, the rest of my code has been made forward-facing, but... like, going the other way. But yes, I should fix it. I agree. Just replace the constant length with a fine. Oh, so here... you... Oh, really? Oh. Alright. Whoa. Did I fuck this one up? Did I? Oh, I deleted this. Right, that's a thing. Okay. So this, we start from this point. We can then do find, boom. And we're supposed to find a space. And whenever we do, we can then put this within some parenthesis and do plus this. Oh, we're giga big brain coders. Holy shit. Bro, you're unhinged. I'm close to it. Okay, if there's no space, it fails. Um... Fuck, what am I doing here? Add some other char. You mean make the line longer? Yeah, that's true. Oh, you need to add other separators. Okay, so I could like do find this. Can I have ore on the find? Fine. Where to start the search? Holy shit, I can reduce this. Okay. Okay, let's start with this. What the fuck's wrong with my parenthesis, bitch? Fuck it. Where's the code? Okay, this little godlike snippet. We're going back in. Oh, it won't work because it will base itself off the first line. No? Isn't that the fuck up? Okay, first of all, this is retarded. This will fail. I'll need to put a for loop. I'm a fucking retard. I need a while loop, not a for loop. Because those lines of code don't have that many white space. I agree. Yes, okay. I'm a retard. That's the issue. So, let's stop being dumb fucks. Okay. That was a good approach. So we start by, do we even fucking need this? Yes or no? And let's just, like, multiply this by, like, 20%, okay? Is this a valid thing? Just so we don't waste our freaking time. Maybe we do... Yes, this is exactly where I'm at. 4. No, it's a wow. Wow. Well... I don't know, while wet. Okay, look. Look at this. Look at this. Shit. That's dumb. No, that's retarded. Walrus operator incoming. Okay, if this works, I'll drink gasoline. Alright. I'm good. That was half a meme, okay? Which one fell? Oh! We got that far. Holy. Well, that's easy to fix then. What? We probably arrayed the fuck out of it. We just need to stringify it back. Hi, Isaac. We're currently making dumb shit. Fuck. No walrus allowed. Indeed. You're right. I needed that meme. Fuck it. Where's my line thingy? Oh. No. AI, come here. What has the creator of the thing said? It is a Pythonic feature and is useful, so... True. Indentation do not match. Well then, kill yourself. What are you talking about? Bitch, it's only a float if you want it to be. Make it an int. Buy two. Alright, that's good enough for me. Fuck it. It's still fucking garbage. It's still fucking garbage. Holy shit. The line thing should go fuck itself. That's the issue, okay? That's the only issue that we have here. Okay, this part, retarded. How do we have only the last part of it? Oh shit, it's going to be useful. How did I remove that part before? I did that in the past. Where did I castrate the shit out of this? Okay, first of all, let's use we use this. Okay, so that's the magic sauce. Yes, recursive, giga f string, MB, you're going to have some work. Ah, shit. We need to make it a string before. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fuck this. You're right. This is gay. Unless you want it. Do you want the little thingy that the AI gave us? I don't know if the... I don't know what you have in mind, okay? Okay. Okay, I'll comment it. And for now, we're just going to have a raw do-nothing return, okay? If you make this work, I'll love you forever. But I already love you, so it doesn't mean much. But... Alright. Okay, this... Okay, I know why it didn't work. If we could make, like, this part automatic, that would be fun. Alright. Oh, go fuck yourself. I forgot the print. I'm not gonna be triggered. I'm not gonna be triggered. I'm not... Alright. So that we know that it's related to this line. Right? Because if we just like loop-de-loop just a new line, it's kind of useless. We would need to know that it's related. So maybe just pass... Like it would work if you pass an array, right? Or a tuple of all the line. Yes, so that we know, right? Because if we just have another dash, it becomes a new error, not the same line, but just like looped around. Or else it just does what the terminal already does, so... But I know you know. I know you know. Alright. So the error is not in there. We have unlocked the error. Incompatible redeclaration of library function. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay. So we cannot know with that. Well, maybe something new has popped up here. No. Fuck. Oh, we're gonna try some random shit here. I don't want to parse the whole file like 2 times just to know basic shit. Okay, member declare dot. There is an option to have the next cursor in line. Right? Not the children, but like the next thing that you're supposed to read. That's a thing. It's a thing, guys. Okay, it must be here. Or here. Okay. Oh, well, we haven't tried display name. Why not? Fuck. It won't give us anything good, but I'll try. Indeed, nothing good. An extent, we should already have it. And it's not good. Yeah, 21, that's not good. Oh, storage class. I think that I've... Shit. I think that I have an idea. If I take column 21... If I take the line in the column, okay? And I apply them. And I just do +1 to the column. It should give me this, okay? It should give me this. We're not being empirical at all with this. Yeah, we can have spaces. It's fucking retarded. Oh, but we don't have to care about spaces because we can... whoa, wait. Big brain incoming, big brain. We're... Whoa. Okay. We're big braining this shit. We're... Holy shit, my brain is bulging. Wait. The IQ is getting higher and higher. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's not touch at this. Look at this shit. Okay, we do if, not in caps. If this dot extent dot end dot line. That's some valid syntax, bitch. Get along. Okay. Where the fuck is our file? Shit. We should be able to to get the text of our file somewhere in here. Okay, well, technically, master file has it stored somewhere. So if we use the same command as the one that we use with the translation unit, we should be good to go. Where the F are you? Or maybe not. Who gives a shit? Who cares, bro? Who cares? Oh, wait, I can get it from the cursor. Holy. That's so unoptimized. Good God. Alright. Performance is overrated. Absolutely. How the fuck do we open a file? Okay. We can get the file from the translation unit. I know this is possible. Translation. Okay. Bro, where's the audio? I need to sneeze. Just get more CPU. What are you, poor? Loser? We're having way too much fun. Alright. Okay, so we can use translation unit on a cursor. But I'm sure that we... Whoa, I'm a retard. We can use extent.n.file to get the file. Alright. I'm sure we can get the text from this. We absolutely can. Okay, where is this magical file thing? File. Ooh! From name. Retrieve file handle within a given translation unit. But I want the text in the file? How about that? Okay. You just need to buy El Captain. What the fuck? All I think when you said El Captain was the Apple macOS version. Okay, where the fuck is MF? MF. Master. Master. Okay, that sounds good enough for me. Boom. 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 The fuck are you talking about, invalid syntax? Who are you to tell me that? There's nothing invalid in this. Bow down to my power. This is so wrong. It's dot and dot char. Brain? Brain ain't braining. Line. Start line, start column. Thank you. Look at this. Look at this shit. Believe in the process, okay? You gotta believe. And all of this needs to be inside of a try and never come out of it. Ah! That's so bad. How do we make it, like, not do anything? I don't want to return, I don't want to, I just want to pass. Or, like, do nothing. Guess it's pass. Exception, die. You have to believe, okay? You believe in the power of love and anime. Oh my god. Did we end up making debug? Debug, yes. Believe. Oh shit. Wrong item. Okay, this works. We're so back. What happened? We skipped quite a bit there. What the fuck happened? But we like there's so much less errors. I'm making something different. Oh, it's not the right file. Okay. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, wait. There's a couple of things that shouldn't happen here. Okay. First of all, has this been even triggered? No. Okay. I don't know how to do nothing. It's so dumb. I don't want to print anything. This is so retarded. Oh, we're being so dumb here. I know before to try, but I just wanted to know if this code ever got executed. And we could do if C children dot spelling. Spelling needs this, I think. Maybe not. Who gives a shit? And the spelling here would be stack. Not in the if. str is not a callable object. Okay. Oh shit, why did I do that? I'm retarded, sorry. Okay, let's just do it again. I'm like, what am I doing? Alright. Next line. Why do we have a return here? Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's just print what the fuck we are doing, okay? Member declare dot dot extent. Oh no, it's C children. Sorry. Okay, so right now we're talking about 1, 2, 2. It's not our line. Skip. This is our line. Let's run the command. Let's just see what this does. Let's see part by part, okay? Okay. Okay, I cooked pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh my god, this is unhinged. I forgot the -1. No way. Wait. That's all there is to it. This is so retarded. Did I save it? So the first one we skip. This one. Just do next a couple of times. Okay. Okay. Okay, we've done it pretty much. Yes. So, okay, Nigma, very happy to see you. We're fucking cooking, okay? We're cooking so fucking hard. Bro! Okay. Unless this is literally everywhere, I'm so happy. Okay, so this is the only place it's detected. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense because it only does this thing whenever Syndex fucks up, right? Because if it if it whenever it parses something correctly, it ends here. Right? So it makes sense that the only possible detection of a failed parsing attempt, it will only trigger here. It makes sense. Okay. Okay. This is so cool. Okay. Yes. Yes. Excuse me. You're absolutely right. I'm thinking about so much. Yes, but we technically already tried that. Alright, let's go. Let's start by looking at what the fuck we were doing here. So we were passing the current file through everything. Okay. Maybe, just maybe, we could add the current file. Go ahead, Nigma, ask away. Yeah, we should probably store current file as a self and then extract it back. Right, we could do it at this level. Where the fuck are we? I'm just triggered because get file is already able to get all of that information. Oh, fuck it. Look at this. So m.get file already copies the file automatically. It keeps a cache. So if we go look at how it's done, somewhere up here. So it takes a look. We have a dictionary with every fucking file inside of it. And if ever we have that file, we just push it back. I think. Yeah, so we look if we have the version. If we do, then we look if it's not inside of the dictionary. If it is, we just return the dictionary. It's probably not the most efficient way, but who gives a shit? What do you mean with your statement in D? Seeing how arrays are... Oh, in Discord. Seeing how arrays are just the usage of the return address to... Okay, you don't understand our issue. I'll explain it. It's okay. It's a misunderstanding. You're looking at it too close. I'll explain it. Let me just do a real quick thing before. Okay, so I have the arguments for this shit inside of self. So I should be able to just call them here. Right? I should be able to do this, but I just need to do this. This, and it should actually return something. So if I do this, it should actually work. So this is a little bit more optimized, I guess. Okay. And let's just put array to true. Just so we have so we know about it. And we could create a new AST underscore ASTT dot array. Array expression, in which we could just do this, this, 0 would need to be cut out, so we start at 1, and then we could do a find. God, we're fucking cooking! Yeah, this should work. Let's run this shit. I was about to ask D, but decided to wait instead. Don't accept to remember. I'll show you. Bro. Okay. Now we're gonna need to create a new thing, a new type, not a type, but a new, like, class that's called expression that will be able to parse these things and to have all of the details about these things. What do you mean? You are missing the first character, the first parenthesis. I disagree. We don't want the brackets, right? Like, I'm not missing anything, no? Okay, I was about to say, am I retarded? Okay, Nigma, I've got time for you. Okay, listen up, my Nigma. I saw the last parenthesis. Yeah, I get it. Alright, so the issue that I was yapping at in Discord is that... Okay, we've got an issue, right? Right now I'm parsing the kernel. But remember that I'm parsing one page at a time, and I'm using the context of the page plus whatever the include within the page are, and that's about it. So I have no other information than that. My context is strictly limited. Now, whenever you compile the kernel, you're supposed to have a whole backdrop of architecture-specific concepts that are already injected within the compiler. The compiler has a bunch of information, right? One of them would be thread size. That's just an example. There's a bunch more. Thread info is another one, but thread size is the one that I want to think about now. So you see it's a macro, and it is architecture specific. There is no generic thread size. It is only architecture. So that means that our system has no ability to know that this shit exists. So the problem that we had is whenever we were parsing with Syndex, with our parser lexer gigabrainer from CLang, it only gave us this. And whenever we ask it, hey, how big this shit is, it says, oh, it starts here and it ends here. And when we ask it, hey, give us the token, it doesn't even give us this part. So right now what we've done is we have detected that this shit exists, and we can get what's within it. So that was what I was talking about. I was talking about the fact that Syndex is too retarded to know the fact that this is an array. When we ask it what it is, it says, it's an unsigned long. And it doesn't say anything else. Pretty much. So we have achieved greatness. It's a pointer pointing to an unsigned long. Yes, that is the issue. And worse than that, it didn't even know that it was a pointer. So for it, this shit was just an unsigned long. Straight up, no pointing. I think. Did it even know there was a pointer? Yep, it didn't know because it still doesn't know. Well, technically, I won't put it because it's an array, so an array is always a pointer, but we need to keep the pointer thing open for arrays of pointer. Well, Syndex just doesn't have the info. So it's triggering, but who gives a fuck? Indeed, it's not Syndex's fault. Alright, this is so cool. Haha, we got it. I'm so happy. Okay. Just a quick question. You do know what size of does? Absolutely. Size of give you the size of a type or a struct or a whatever. Partially. We should be able to get part that is in error. What do you mean by that? MB. Oh, that's true. That's true. Syndex is a little bit retarded, and it doesn't tell us that it's not parsing a specific part of it. Yeah, but those things change depending on platform or architecture. Agree? So what we're going to need is a concept. We're going to call it AST expression. An AST expression... Fuck, I don't know if I have the brain for this today. Is going to need to be able to parse this shit. no matter what it looks like. So for now, let's not think about this. I think the next one more fucked too. So K-stack and let's look at what it looks like. Send it to Syndex. I don't think that we can independently just like vomit things to Syndex. Slowly creeps from your white wall. Are you sure about that? That feels like it. Okay, so K-stack and we have a void. Okay, static inline int. And the argument is pointer void address. Well, pointer void. Alright. So the type function and within it. Why would the type be invalid? It should be an int. So here we see a fuck up, right? Is it because we have this? But this should be detected and overruled? Question mark, question mark? Yes. That's what CP Pro is. Man, we're going to need a rewrite of this shit. It's getting confusing. If def. So it doesn't take into account if and def. So that means that this shit is probably at the end of our file. No, it's not a region that's not being parsed, or... What? 63. It is being parsed. What does size of do, Maple? I said it. It just gives us the size of something, like the number of bit byte of the thing. I think I saw that you could send just a line of code somewhere. Maybe, but it's not going to, Oh well, we're going to need to try. Let's just call clean code, aka readable code, and not whatever insane crap those other worry about. Also, did you read the conclusion to my own insanity? Yes, didn't the remove RAM, put it back work? And it most likely was some dust. That was before. Well, I did not. Woo, hello world. Thankful for today. I love it. It would give you struct variables and function calls. For the expression, maybe. Okay, Nigma, couple of things for you. First of all, you're thinking way too deep when trying to repair your machine, okay? As a computer technician of a couple of years, okay? Never, let me repeat again, never have I thought about ICs, BIOS, corruption, all of they never happen, okay? They happen one in a lifetime. What happens, like 99% of the time, is some static somewhere, the shit doesn't work, you unplug everything, you replug everything, it works. Or else, it's because the person that has a computer is a retard. And in your case, Nigma, I'm sorry to say, but you are the proud owner of the computer of a retard, okay? Having 24 gigs of RAM is a cursed number. Whatever controller manages your memory wants to kill itself looking at that number. It's like looking at the number. It's okay. It's okay, Nigma. It's just the type of things that when somebody came into my shop and was like, hey, my computer is having some issues, and they had 8 gig, 8 gig, 4 gig, 4 gig, 4 gig, I was like, don't do that. It goes single channel. Not only that, the controller kills itself. I don't know why. It's worse than just going single channel. It's unhinged. There's nothing cursed. Brother, it is cursed. I don't know if it's a different frequency, if it's just the fact that it has a hard time, filling up the RAM. But there's something fucked whenever you have multiple sticks of RAM. You are aware that your 4 GB are separated by the kernel add. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, bro. What the kernel does is way further removed from whatever the fuck is going on whenever you have different size of RAMs. You get that, right? You get that your kernel is not open, that your whole computer has already decided that it want to kill itself. Okay, now it's my time to be a retard. What the fuck's the difference between an if-def and if-in-def? Yes, I knew the difference 5 minutes ago. Oh, if not defined. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, well that's kind of cursed. Okay. I know. It's just that I can give you an overview of over thousands upon thousands of computers. So I can tell you what is retarded in building up your computer. Like that. You're so... I love it. You're so funny. Okay. Whenever, again, if I had somebody come up with multiple RAMs, I would judge them. And whenever somebody would come with a fully filled triple channel computer motherboard, sorry, I was somehow triple channel motherboard exists. Yes, they do. Okay, whenever they would, I would just be like, that's no good. I actually had one I had one, and the fact... Well, whenever I was running it with the full, like, all the RAMs in it, it would die. It would literally do random corruptions after, like, running for an hour. And I started running it with... Like... Did I put 2, or did I put... Anyway, I put 4 sticks inside of it, and it worked. Why isn't it even good? Well, okay. So there is a problem, okay? There is a problem in computers. It is that whenever you look at the spec sheets, things can look very good. And, like, I'm sure that even those who design CPUs are like, this is going to work so good, this is going to be awesome. And then it gets implemented, and for some fucking reason, it's garbage. Like, there's no reason why. It just is, and it crashes and it doesn't work. And it turns out that if your motherboard is like from 2011 and it's triple channel, shoot yourself. It's just like that. There's no reason why. But I don't care about tiny digit latency differences, just the capacity. Jokes aside, how much experience do you have? Are you saying with just DDR3? Okay, well, I mean, it depends how you count experience. So, you know, whenever I'm yelling at Mozart, that was my father with computers and me. So, yes, I worked a lot. I was 9 years old. And I worked. So, I know these things. Like, I know things that were made the year I was born and before. With way too much knowledge, which is not normal. Like, the P6 were good motherboards. There's no doubt about it. They were good. But you have to see the limitation of that era, too. It was not a good place for stable tech, let's put it that way. But if you were a disappointment in computing... I don't think that you're a disappointment. It's just that I'm lucky to have a lot of, like... work experience with this. Like, it was fun for some things. It is sport. Whenever you have, like, fucking 5 clients on the front. You're removing some viruses from 6 computer in the back. You're somehow repairing some hinges with some glue, and by remaking some metal backbone for the computer, because or else it would just break. And while you're doing that, you're doing something in remote because your business client is, like, yelling and dying. Making components marry each other to make a computer is apparently hard. I would add another thing to that. Making components to marry each other to make a computer is hard, as long as money is an issue and that you like flashy things. People are retarded. Like, there's a bunch of brands that shouldn't exist. And that just work by sheer luck. Okay? That's just how they work. But you can blame me, right? Like the 17-year does. Near the old days nor flash limit. Of course, I cannot blame you, but Nigma, let me... In the future, okay? The only thing that can break on your P6 is not a break, static. So you disconnect everything, you reconnect everything, it will work. Or B, the fact that you've plugged something into it that is cursed, like your memory. And stop thinking about your fucking flash. It doesn't break. If you add a B360M, yes, okay? Yes, it might somehow deprogram itself. Because the Gigabyte B360M, I believe that's the... Am I mixing it up with the Asus one? Who gives a shit? They did have that issue. And we would reflash them. And they would, like, be reborn. Like the phoenix out of the ashes. And somehow they were the only motherboard with that issue. It's a little bit like people that say, oh, my CPU broke. Your CPU cannot break. It physically cannot. I have had one CPU break in my life. Well, no. 3, okay? But there's some of those that I think I know why. Okay, that's just a lie for the old days, but yeah, I get what you mean. Well, it depends. Like, what old days are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, 8086? Or, like, we've got to be honest here. There is no fucking way in hell that you will hit your limit on everything, on anything on there. You just won't. I've seen power users with their P60. It would have broken in their hands, okay? It would. It is indeed a miracle that the computer works with all the components from multiple providers. That's, like, the biggest advantage of x86, while being the biggest bad thing about x86. By the way, MB, I saw one of your videos. I didn't know you had videos on your channel. I saw the videos where that very old computer of yours just decided to kill itself on cam. Bro, I was like, oh, that's an interesting thing. And it fucking, the fact that it, and that's such an, I have a whole museum of computer. That's so cool. But like the fact, okay, it's been fixed now. Okay, MB, you're going to connect with me here. There is something magical with the fact that when you get old enough in the age of computers, your computer can be on fire and still work. It will still display. I think in the video it like, we see the fumes and it's still displays. And I saw this, and I had like the biggest fucking flashback because the same thing happened to me. Why? Why did they do this? Chosen for itself, the sweet spot part, right at best. Just pull the data sheet. I get it. I get that you pull the data sheet. But again, I'm going to be the dumb fuck that is like, I don't give a shit about about your datasheet. I care about what I've seen. But yeah, I know that, like, you shouldn't take what I say at face value because I offer no proof, but in that case, it was the capacitor that stabilized the DC from the power supply. It was still working after that, and just at the time as it could. Well, that's a pretty lucky thing to break. I mean, in all, like, it's not that bad. MB, you know, capacitors from that era might be cursed, but capacitors from today to replace these are AIDS. There's nothing worse than that, right? Am I the only one that was only able to find like the cheapest Chinese shit that would just burn up, okay? They were flares. I don't do any of this anymore, but when I used to, holy. They are better than those in the 80s. You must pay your capacitors way, way more than I used to. The problem is that the technology you may have seen isn't all just 2009. Well, the technology that I've seen was like older. Like Nigma. I understand what you're saying. I've repaired 90s computers. So I've done everything there was to be with that. I don't know if it's true everywhere, but if you want to know like some insanely old computer that somehow carry an insane load, bowling alleys, okay? Bowling alleys, they cost like 20k to have the software to run the little cringy images. So whenever a bowling alley like buy those, they keep it. And I had a couple of times a bowling alley come in, a guy from the bowling alley, and was like, bro, this isn't working. We don't have images. You gotta save this Windows 95 fucking computer. And it's all dead. In the 80s, there would be leak after 10-15 years. Today, we can have some without electrolytes. Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm not going to say that everything that can be sourced is worse. I just think that, like, the bottom quality can be deeper than in the 80s. Or maybe, look, I wasn't there, right? But, I mean... Oh, you know, I'm probably a retard on this, because what I'm doing right now is classic survivor bias, right? Because I can only look at what survived. So yeah, I'm probably a retard. Whatever nerds that created the reality is freaking crazy. I'm well aware why. I think I'm crazy. Get the bill away from... You'll survive, Enigma. No, MB, you're right. For sure they were way better. One creation is one creation, compilation. There was a capacitor plague in the 80s. Oh yes, I've heard of that. One thing that I'm so happy that we don't have to worry about anymore is VRMs. God damn. That used to die so often. But I think that Nigma, you're probably lucky. You've got a P60 SE, right? I want the image. I want the image. Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Yeah. Are so goon. Goon. I'm gooning. Okay. Yes, good. But I'm just memeing. No, I'm having like I'm literally having flashbacks. Oh man, it hurts. But that's some good VRM for these years. Asus used to know how to make some fucking shit. And I'm saying shit positively. Now they don't. At least, well, it's my knowledge getting old. 3 years ago. Doing that feels... I can guarantee you that no. But anyway. Look at the potential floppy connector. But what, you're talking about your IDE? Or, oh, okay, you're talking about this. Your potential. I don't know, would you... I wonder... Is the BIOS even able to manage it? They didn't used to lock out much, but... They were cheap sometime. Like, looking at this board again, I'm like, bro, why are you concerned about this? Why are you concerned about this part? When the chip that you should be concerned about is these two dipshit that somehow will manage to burn out magically. This one is safe, okay? This bitch. It's safe. It's in its little box. It's happy. These two bitch, okay? You're gonna wake up one day and one is going to be burned. It's not one there is too many hidden variables to know the reliability. Oh, the little button. It's sad you don't have the display. If you want to have some diagnosis tools, you should have the good old PCI error display. That was a cool thing that was half useful in these years. But yeah, that could be fun. Alright, my brain is completely off. There's more modular, I can swear. Nah, I disagree. There's no such thing as a repairable motherboard. If your motherboard is fucked, your motherboard is fucked. And the new motherboard, I would even make an argument that they are better for repairability, because at least you can re-inject the BIOS from a USB key from like one button press on most board. You don't even fucking need a CPU on the board. So it kind of helps a lot. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, not AI tweaker. I'm tweaking. You know your setup is fucked when it doesn't boot if you don't shit on these things. That saved my ass when a power outage occurred when flashing an update. Exactly. Well, technically, it shouldn't have to save your ass because BIOS for a long time have the capacity to revert themselves if they're not fully written because they have like 2 chips. But I now have a UPS. Fair. Tell that to me when I have fully reversed engineer this crap. I think some people already did this. There is some BIOS that are like completely open source, and you just have to see like which overall BIOS it is based on. And why do you call it work RAM? I don't get it. Oh, also on that note, what motherboard do you recommend from experience? Motherboard I recommend. If you want like a flat thing that is always true, Gigabyte somehow managed to do good shit throughout the years. Like Asus, they have made some garbage motherboard. Like some motherboard that you're like, there's no way they're selling this shit. And they have made some extremely good motherboard. But Gigabyte, you're not getting something insane. You're not getting something like extreme. You're just getting the shit. Nothing else. The shit. If I don't, I will be snipped. Everyone will hate you if you call all RAM RAM, but it is RAM. What the fuck would be the difference between work RAM and RAM? What more value have you brought to this? Well, your RAM would always do work. Like you must add an argument to a function if this argument is actually used, right? So in your word RAM, in your function RAM, work is fucking useless because all RAM do work. ECC is useful because you're talking about a feature that is added through your RAM. SODIMM can be useful because it tells you that it's for a laptop or a small form factor. Or, I don't know, what other thing? There was another DIMM word. RAM for storing your work. Well, that's retarded. You're doing the same thing as me previously, nerd. Well, you're wrong. Well, we don't split that. And it's not video RAM, it's VRAM. And that's for your GPU. No, there's no sound RAM. Go fuck yourself. This is one of these. I'm right, you're wrong. No proof, I don't give a fuck. There's no way some people call it sound RAM. There's no way. Have I written it wrong? No. Okay, that's the name of the guy. Brother. It's just a freaking word. But, well, it is retarded. It adds confusion. Word is only worth whenever it adds value. So VRAM adds value because we know that it's attached to the GPU or dedicated to the GPU. These standards / guideline are used everywhere. There's no fucking way. I just googled sound RAM and I don't have a something. If I could... Okay, what do you think? If I write video RAM, will I get VRAM or video RAM? There's no fucking way that somebody is that retarded. Somebody kill me. Somebody kill me. Okay, VRAM. 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 Video RAM or VRAM. VRAM. We're talking about VRAM. It's different. Not video RAM, but VRAM. Yes, but it's not the same thing. I just spelled it out. Yes, but... You... How can I make... How can I make a parallel for this? No. That's not true. Work RAM is a pickup. Okay. VRAM is only because it is associated with the GPU. Technically, it is still VRAM some fucking how if it's dedicated memory that is taken from your main RAM. At least I've seen it named in this way. This is the line between you're assembling a computer and creating a computer. I understand. What I'm telling you is what is written inside of a fucking BIOS whenever I set it to tell him if it should have 128 megabytes of VRAM or 1 gigabyte of VRAM from dedicated memory. Eh, bro. CRAM. Holy shit, a CRAM is a gun. Okay? That's a CRAM, brother. That's a CRAM. A CRAM is what looks at an airliner. Okay? Where's the video? Shoot. Bro, nobody calls it cache RAM. Like, cache RAM might actually make it worse. Because you might, like, you might be mistaking it for your cache L1, right? Again, RAM to what? What is the ground capacity, speed, like all of these things are not relevant. Like what you're talking about is the technology of the chip, which is almost never what someone refers to when talking about RAM. They will be talking about chips. I don't know how your example helps. Fuck it, I'm making a display, okay? Here we have our full RAM, okay? Full RAM. So this first part, I'm using circles, okay? This first part is 128, no. It's 1 gig for the GPU, okay? Let's say that we were to reduce that 1 gig for the GPU to 128, okay? This difference that we have is this different part, this part here, the part in green. Is this VRAM being used as main RAM now? Or is this main work RAM being used sometime as VRAM? Or is it just that these words don't fucking matter? And they just describe whatever the fuck it's doing at the moment? Yes, thank you, MB. Bro! Kill me. You're memeing. You're memeing. This isn't true. In my example, the whole fucking range, okay, from here to here is the same physical RAM stick inside of the laptop. Okay? It is one big ass. Well, it's half the space, okay? It's 2 RAM sticks. 2 RAM sticks inside of the laptop. Let's do some SODIMs. Can I have some yellow in here? Wow, we've got some RAM, okay? This is the reality, okay? Your laptop or whatever thing is small enough to not have dedicated VRAM will take a chunk of the physical DDR3, 4, or 5 and we'll share it with the GPU. Because you're talking about... I love you, MB. And I love you, Nigma. Okay? I love you both. I think, like... I feel like I'm being... Like, both sides are, like, dragging me. And there's one that pushed me towards sanity. And the other one towards insanity. Also, you're so naive with your diagram there. How am I wrong? How am I wrong? But stop worrying. I understand. This is not your stuff. How am I wrong? You know, each time that you say naive, all I hear is I don't understand. Just search up Game Boy hardware diagram. My friend, since when? Since when are we using a fucking Game Boy? Brother, we're out of that era. Sorry. Yes, consoles will use memory in a fucked way. This is normal. This is how it's been because they have a lack of resource. But your laptop, anything that is x86, will work in a way different way than a console. It's still a CPU. Yes, but you okay. Do you recognize that an ARM CPU is not the same thing as a long arch CPU? That is not the same thing as an x86 CPU, and that just the way that they detect the RAM, that they know that there's RAM, is way different one to the other. And okay, there's no difference other than the technology. Brother, that's you being programmer brain. When you're programmer brain, you're like, because the magical programming language does a bunch of abstraction depending on the architecture, I don't have to do it. No, we're done. You can, John. You actually can. That's called swap. And in Linux is way too easy. I used to do this all the time whenever I would do some fucked things. By the way, hi, John. It is one memory space, split logically in a working RAM video RAM. I don't even know why you're so confused. It's just a naming convention. Okay, my contention is that it is not a convention. Nobody uses it. If convention is like the goal of a convention is that everybody use the same thing, right? Really, I'm not talking about swap space. John, you do know that swap is literal RAM to the software that runs it. This is what. Oh, John, you're talking about. Okay, you're talking about like extending your OS in a seamless way. If that's what you mean, I understand now. So you're not talking about memory in a RAM sense, but in a storage sense. But you put the apple in the food category. You put the rock. What the fuck? You put the apple in the food category and you put the rock in the mineral category? Are we talking about apple like as phones or rock as like the rock fucking pans? I don't want the crazy trashing associated with paging swap. Well, that's up to you. There's some setting for your kernel for that. Um, so, like, okay, you do know that Android is using the same pathways in the kernel, right? To my knowledge, look, I could be wrong. There is no specific magical Android specific pathways for RAM. You're so freaking lost, man. Thank you for the laugh, but back the hell up now. Okay, okay. Hey, my girlfriend planted light bulbs in the garden. That sounds good. Good. All right. We had some fun for today. Had a quick fight with Nigma. Was fun. I feel like we just had an edit of like throwing somebody through a window, getting outside, throwing him back in through the other window. Oh man. All right, all right. We're going to search Game Boy memory diagram. All right, we're going to do it. Use the top left one. Not the block. Oh, the diagram circuit. Oh, what, this one? Yes, okay. John, I think we're really talking about the same thing here. It's just that Android makes it automatic. Look, maybe not. Maybe I'm a retard. Emulating is never the same as the hardware thing. In your emulator, you probably one object for working RAM and another for video RAM. Mean simulators both physical. To only one. Hi, viewer comes with the fucking proof. Bro, what the fuck is this? Indeed, there's only one. There's only one chip. Ah. Oh, that's not the diagram. All good. All good. I'll be a retard. Maybe there's a way to subvert DMA to treat it as plug device as a thing called RAM. I don't know. Maybe. But I don't know. Maybe using to me it feels like using DMA should be slow as fuck for this. In my understanding, DMA is therefore like you just run something and forget about it. It could be run about Android, but it does treat Flash like it was RAM. But the hardware is completely different, even if the software is the same. There is no way that this solution for RAM is handled in the hardware. At least I... That sounds like something extraordinary. DMA is just so your CPU can do crap while writing to RAM. I don't know anything, but to isn't DMA supposed to connect to something like? Okay, sorry. When you say do something else when connecting to RAM, my understanding is DMA is for between RAM and something else, not the CPU. So if you have a block device and you want to transfer something into your RAM, you can DMA into it so that you don't have to actively be there. Or if you have a network card, you can DMA to not actively be there with the CPU, but actually transfer the thing. Or anything, because it's just writing bytes into address space. I'm done trying to explain the difference between physical memory and we use it now. it's all good. We're going to call it woke RAM, okay? It's all good. Thank you for being here, MB. And by the way, I'm going to close the stream in like 5 minutes, so who gives a shit? In 2 minutes. But yeah, my point with the DMA for what John said is that I kind of fail to see how DMA would help. Well, maybe it makes sense. Maybe it would make sense for DMA, but then wouldn't you, like, how could you complain about trashing while you would be doing the same thing under another system, the one that would manage your DMA, your DMA transactions? I thought DMA created a virtual memory address that allowed direct accessing of the hardware, where the MMU doesn't provide physical pathways to a block device. Wait, I need to read that again. I thought DMA created virtual memory address that allowed direct addressing of the hardware, where the MMU doesn't provide a physical pathway to a block device. I'm not smart. My understanding is that DMA, okay? Let's have this. Okay, DMA is like, shit. This is your CPU. This is your network card. And this is like your RAM. And it's pretty much the act of the CPU of telling this bitch, hey, just right here. And it does it. But in your explanation, it makes me feel like it's the reverse. Hardware changes completely by one thing. It makes something that RAM be physically defined. It may change depending on the silicon, but may do that. Okay, let's just read Wikipedia. It is the reverse. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Like I said, I don't know anything about this. Direct memory access is a feature that many computers that allows certain hardware subsystem to access the main system. To access the main system memory independently of the central processing unit. Without DMA, when the CPU is using program input-output, it is typically fully occupied for the entire duration of the read or write operation, and is thus unavailable to perform other work. With DMA, the CPU first initiates the transfer, then it does the operation while the transfer is in progress. While does other operation while the transfer is in progress, and it finally receives an interrupt from the direct memory access controller when the operation is done. This feature is useful at any time that the CPU cannot keep up with the rate of data transfer, or when the CPU needs to perform work while waiting for a relatively slow I/O transfer. I'm sorry, but I fail to understand how my thing was not right. Sorry. I need it explained. How is it not the CPU initiate from some chip that has DMA in it? I was using a network card, but that was just an example, okay? So some DMA chip. So the CPU says, hey, fucker, start. So then it starts and it shoves thing into RAM, right? The DMA then does the transfer. So one ask from the CPU to the DMA, DMA then does the transfer. Your CPU there? Anything other than the CPU? Yes, I know that the DMA is probably inside of the fucking CPU. Welcome to the rail of I don't. You don't have to worry about these things. Your device are. Fuck, I have not learned anything. I don't know, I would like to know if I'm fucking retarded, but many hardware uses DMA, including disk drive controller, graphic card, network card, sound card, and dedicated DMA controllers acting on the behalf of the aforementioned device type. DMA is also used for intra-chip data transfer in some multi-core processors. Computers that have DMA channels can transfer data to and from devices with much less CPU overhead than a computer without DMA channels. Similarly, the processing circuitry inside multi-core processors can transfer data to and from its local memory without occupying its processor time, allowing computation and data transfer to proceed in parallel. DMA can also be used for memory-to-memory copying or moving of data within memory. DMA can offload expensive memory operations such as large copy scatter-gather operation from the CPU to dedicated DMA engines. An implementation example of the I/O accelerated technology is the I/O accelerated. Okay, so I know about this. DMA is okay. Your device will talk to the CPU package because what CPU to core. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I know where your disagreement is. So what you're stating to me, tell me if I'm wrong, is that when I was saying CPU, instead of just taking like a core, what you're saying is inside of the CPU, it's not really CPU. It's like core. And there's another part of the CPU which is DMA. And there's, of course, other functions, right? Like, let's say another core. And like they talk within the big chip that we call CPU. So whenever I did CPU and I made an arrow to DMA, your contention was that we're not really talking about something outside of the CPU. It's within the CPU package that the DMA is happening. Okay, I agree. I should have stated that at the beginning. But yes, whenever I made an arrow to DMA, I was not... Like, I should have written cores, okay? This is what I should have written instead of CPU. Probably would have been, well, even then. But, fuck. We understand each other, okay? We agree. That's great. It's the same thing our bias can read and from... Yes, I understand that. We agree. We agree. So there's no disagreement. I'm happy. All right. Yep, I agree. I was just scared that I did not understand DMA. Like, to me, DMA is the offloading of some instruction to be done in RAM. I understand that there is DMA components inside of the CPU, like a direct memory access controller. Okay, but then when you say that, when you say DMA is basically the only one that access to the address map, this is probably a detail that is greatly abstracted, even when we're talking about the Linux kernel, right? Because the only time when we're going to talk about DMA in the Linux kernel, it's not going to be DMA talking about like our own RAM. We're going to talk DMA in the context of transferring to another part of our device. Most of the time. Oh, fuck. I'm talking about something that you might have a different view, so you're going to hardly disagree, but it's going to be of no value because it's just semantics. But yeah, I think that we broadly agree. So the DMA basically the only one to access the address map. It's simply the one handling all the address space allocation. All right, I don't think that we disagree on anything. All right. Much love to you, Enigma. This was a long yap. Again, I do not know why you're even here, because I said DMA, and the other guy seemed to say something that was like against my understanding of DMA. And then you said that my version, my understanding of DMA was wrong. So I was instantly like, holy fuck, I already explained DMA like once in the video, I'm sure of that. So I didn't want to be wrong, because yes, I do take these things seriously. You're in Python world. Brother, I make kernel videos, okay? I need to know these things. It's not because I sound like a retard that I don't do my research to make these videos, okay? So even if you want to be like, I do see. Also, your drawing there is good enough. All right, all right. My drawing is good enough. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. So, with that said, what I'm hoping is that there is a way with just a kernel driver to use DMA to assign a very large virtual memory space for continual reading and writing on whatever device, no back and forth to RAM. Understood? That's understandable, brother. All right. What he's saying, what John is saying here, by back and forth, is paging. He's making a parallel to swap. All right, it's enough. Yes, what he described is exactly DMA. And what the system he describes is quite literally unable by swap. But who gives a shit? I think that we're probably just like each having our understanding from our own views, so we're seeing things differently. So with that said, love you all. Bye-bye. Now for real.